Province to watch this Yangtze River Delta drone soccer tournament. We have invited Chen Liang, our head judge, referee of this tournament. Together, we are gonna explain this tournament. Maybe many people are just like me. We've never watched such a drone soccer tournament, and we are unclear about the rules. Two teams are already in this game. Could you please brief us about this tournament? And what are the rules like? It's about using the drones to mock the real soccer games. The difference from the usual soccer games is that for every team, there can be two drones flying together. Yesterday, I arrived and I was at a loss watching this game, and now since I got clear of the rules, I realized there are many strategies and tactics used. Which one is on the initiative? We have such a belt, which means you can make a judgment about which one is the attacking ball, and the referee can also use it as a threshold. With one attacking goal, it's on the ground, and I can see the blue ribbon. At this moment, this drone is out of power. If the power goes back and the drone can still fly up, then the opponent's defensive ball can attack it. But now it's already falling onto the ground with no threat as well. For the other drones, they can just keep this game going. I counted, there are 10 balls, so 5 for each team. And you mentioned about there must be such an offensive ball on each team. And what about the other 4 balls on one team? You may say that there are less than 10 balls. There are actually 6 balls on this course. The one is attacking ball, but the defensive balls are less in number. That's because they don't need so many defensive balls anymore, because the other team may have some broken ones. If the other team is very strong, you may need more defensive balls. But if they are not threatened, maybe just one defensive ball can do this trick. Some similarities with the traditional soccer team. When the ball was broken, it was just like when the soccer player was injured. Yes. As to the rules of the soccer game, it's about the best of 3 series. For the tournaments, we can have some technical downtime area. For example, there is something wrong with the drones, or a replacement of the players, or if the main attacking ball, the offensive ball, was broken, you can replace it. But you have to make sure, for example, for 5 balls, one is for attack, the other 4 are defensive balls. And among the 4 defensive balls, you can choose one to be the replacement of the broken attacking ball. So one available defensive ball can turn to be the offensive ball. It's better than none. For the defensive balls, there might be higher standards. Your role might be more than just being on the defense. When needed, you might have to attack. Most of the players are actually children. On the other side, the players seem to be older. So big age difference, yes, because they have to use their intellect to play this game. We have no limitations of gender or age groups. Sometimes even the adults may be on the opposing side of the children, and sometimes they may fail. After all, the children are very quick in response. Even though they're very young, they have been well trained, but for the adults, they might hesitate and they might be thinking too much, so losing this game to the children. And also this venue is quite special. Could you please introduce about this course? If you look to the right side, those are the seats for the judges. And usually it's red on the left and green or blue on the right. For the red team, you have to sit on the red seats and blue on the blue seats. You might argue that this is a blue ball. According to the rules, all you need to do is to make sure that you maintain the same color for the same team. Red team is just your name. It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to use the red balls. Some may have such requirement, but some not. We don't have such stringent requirements for the colors of your balls to be the same as the color of your team. All the balls are placed within the red circle. That's the starting area. If you paid attention, the referee just now announced that in about 2 to 3 minutes time, they are about to begin. So 2 to 3 minutes break, but actually the players cannot really rest during the break time. This is the busiest time because they have to take down their drones and check the battery. Maybe there might be some replacement of the battery and check the states of the drone. And we have a team leader. They have to check not only his own drone, but also the drones of his teammates. In 2 to 3 minutes time, they have to get ready for the next round. They must be placed in the starting area. After all, there might be some mechanical problems. It's out of control. Possibly just before the start of the next round, there might be some problems with those drones. And it's quite a test of the coaches. They can conclude about the state of the drones based on the sound of it. Based on my experience, both teams are in good conditions. I cannot hear anything unusual from the drones. There might be some cracks on the frames of the drones, and we can tell it based on the sound of it. When the offensive ball is alright, the coach may have some backup plan. Once it's broken, that chosen one could step up. This is the other teams. We are on the red team side, and we can find 4 defensive balls basically below the gate. I'm not sure if it's clear to you. Why are the defensive balls below the gate? It's very quick for the drones to accelerate upward, but it's not as that fast shooting down. So they are staying below. If anything happens, they can try to step up and shoot up very quickly to defend against the other side's attacking ball. Otherwise, there will be huge pressure. Even if they successfully bump into the offensive ball of the other team, because of the counterforce, they may rebound. That's a very good question. If it uses too much force, there might be some turbulence of yourself. And if you pay attention, the balls are in different sizes. We have such regulations. For example, the diameter is 20 centimeters. There might be 2 centimeters difference, so that means it could be 22 or 18 centimeters of the balls. Some defensive balls might be bigger. For the offensive ball, they might be smaller. That's easier for the offensive ball to have a goal. When they prepare the tactics, the coach might do some adjustment. I can see a coach sitting behind. He's giving instructions to his players. Yes. Up until now, they haven't come to the extremes of their tactics. They have several groups and they control separately. For example, this is a break now. Now we can see 19 scores for the red team and 21 scores for the blue team. It's 2 out of 3. If the next round was won by the other team, then it's the end of this game. That's it. What would they usually do during the halftime? What are they doing now? I think they are replacing the batteries. They're taking out the battery. Basically, they have to replace the battery after one round. For the drones used in this tournament, they seem to be more responsive compared to the traditional drones. Yes. With the quick response, they can attack very quickly. With the quicker speed, it's easier for you to defend against the other team's goals. So the weight has been put more on the size of these engines, the motors. They have very stringent parameters. And also, the battery accommodation is limited. And maybe we could only sustain 3 minutes time for the battery before we replace it. For the children to control the drones, they must be very clear about the configuration of the drone. It's really a combination of science and sports. Exactly, well said. At some time, the commissioning of the drones by the coaches might not be the most suitable for the children. They need to set up by themselves. What the coaches offer the children is about the tactics, but as to how you carry it out and what's your strategy, it's up to you. If you look at the drones and the remote control, they are very professional equipment. And the drones are completely different from those used for aerial shooting. Yes. Under different conditions, they can use the remote control to switch the parameters in the drones. That's quite similar to the model airplanes, exactly. They have evolved from the model airplanes. The children are sitting during the games, but the other team has been standing up. Was that required? Actually, no. As long as visual is not a problem, they can control whatever they want. They can squat, they can kneel down, they can crawl on the floor. All the postures are allowed. They can sit or stand as they wish in order to make sure the visuals. The defensive balls, the offensive balls require different visuals. As long as they can ensure safety and they stay within the controlling area, the posture is not a problem. Some children think that standing up is too high, but kneeling down is too much for the physics, so they may choose to crawl down to have more precise attack. The 4 defensive balls seem to concentrate before the gate, trying to prevent the offensive ball from the other team. In addition to that tactic, is there any other plan availed in such games? Like I said, right now in this game, they put more weight on defense. If they cannot score, they may change their tactics, which means I will send out a very quick defensive ball to charge forward, and the other team would impulsively try to defend it. As long as they see one ball coming to their way, they would have to change their formation of defense, and our real offensive ball might take advantage. So the offensive ball, the main offensive ball, is hiding itself, waiting for the right moment to score. The balls are lowering down. Why? Maybe there are some problem with the other team's offensive ball. They may return back and charge forward again. The other team has no offensive ball anymore because it's broken. So making this team easy, they don't need to defend anymore. So they are trying to help. According to the rule, after successful scoring, all the other balls might step up to help. So it's in consideration of safety. Sometimes we even have to help and step up at the expense of scoring. It's halftime now. As you have introduced, on the right side of this course, there are many referees. The number of the referees seems to be larger than that of usual soccer games. As I said, the pace of the rounds is very fast, and there are different roles. Now, during the halftime, let's take a look. We have the medics. All the cell phones are collected together. We don't allow communication with others. We have the arbitration referees to solve the disputes. Those 2 referees are responsible for raising flags, and also some are responsible for looking at the gates. Some are responsible for looking at the other team's behaviors, whether they have fouled. And these 2 referees have to communicate with each other because 5 balls are too much. What about this machine? It's the scoring machine. If you want to add or deduct, we need to control this machine. 2 teams share this one machine. Yes. There might be instant changes of the score. There are 2 ladies sitting behind. They are recording. They cannot lower down to record, standing in the front, so they sit behind, just in case they may miss any performance. And those are the referees for the blue team. They look at the borders. After the games, the results will be organized, and the final results will be referred to these 2 referees. They might need to reconfirm whether there is any problem with the results and announce the results on the site. We need to offer the results instantly. Now let's leave this area. This is the halftime. We don't want to interrupt. And those are the main judges. The 2 main judges will announce the results on the site. Now the next round is about to begin. Let's take a step back. They have to double-check with the 2 teams if they are ready. Yes. They need to reset their timing clock. The flying speed is very quick. If I were the referees, I would feel dizzy. The drones are flying everywhere in the air. The red lights represent defensive balls. If some defensive balls are very good, they might have to break the ground to change their strategy. Since this game is called Yangtze River Delta Drone Soccer Tournament, 4 provinces' representative teams are present. Every province sent out 3 teams, and now they are taking a rest in the outer area. This is the team leader of the Anhui team number 1, Mr. Shen. Could you please give us more details? Let's have a close-up about this drone. Good afternoon, everyone. Allow me to introduce to you about this soccer drone. I know with this ribbon, it means it's the offensive ball. This one is used for fixing the batteries, and also this colorful belt ribbon is used to differentiate between the offensive ball and the defensive ball. Usually, we would tie up a red ribbon as the offensive ball for the red team and a blue ribbon as the offensive ball for the blue team. And you could see the main control system, the motor, and that's the receiver. Do you have to install all of those components by yourselves? Yes. The motor, the remote control, maybe in different series. Is it likely that the equipment of one team is overwhelmingly more advanced than the other teams? The equipment at the competitive level is usually about the same. We have a similar quality. The difference lies in the commissioning of the software parameters, and we compete against each other in terms of the tactics. So you rely more on your players' control. Exactly. Allow me to test the weight of it. It's pretty light. The battery is not on. With the battery on, it's heavier. I just heard from the main judge, you have to weigh the ball before the competition. Yes. The criteria of this game is that the diameter must be around 20 centimeters and the weight is around 200 grams. So we have to verify the equipment before the games, like the size of the ball, the weight of the ball, and the battery of the drone. As mentioned, they use remote control to control the drone. Could I have a look at your remote control? Compared to the remote control used for area shooting, this one looks much more complex. Yes, indeed. We have the different switches for different purposes. They are all used in the games. To give you one easy example, when the drones are placed in the starting area, on the left side, we could push this button. When it's unlocked, this drone is ready. So this button is for unlocking, for safety purposes. And we use a rainbow-colored rubber on top of it. And this switch could control the lights, blue lights and red lights. So that switch was to control the lights. Yes, we have an LED belts with the circuits. They are connected with the center system, the main control system, and also you can change the lights. Yes, the red team can switch to red lights and the blue team to blue lights. We keep saying that what's the significance of the drone soccer game? It's a very good sports game with high sense of technology because it's a test of team spirit and technology. It's good for the students to train and exercise their brains and their control capabilities. If they can play well, the drone soccer team, aerial shooting is much easier, yes. It's pretty challenging to control it. Once you could control the multi-rotor drone, it's much easier to control the others. Thank you for the introduction, and that's all for this live show. Thank you for watching.